In my first year of high school, I became obsessed with making a local friend. In this case, I wanted to become friend with an American. I thought that was cool, and I thought that I would become different from every other international student, and that I would finally become better than everyone else, because I wasn't confident. I thought that I needed something to prove myself. So I remember I would go to those lunches every day in our homeroom. There is a bunch of local American kids who are sitting by themselves, and me usually sits with two of my international student friends who are from the same country as me. Very distinct little circles. And I would sometimes go to the American circle and listen to what they're talking about. I couldn't understand much of it. It was something about lacrosse or baseball or some complicated video games. I had no idea what lacrosse is even back then. I would sometimes look at them, looking at videos, YouTube videos on Minecraft or streaming, and I would pretend to be interested so that they would somehow notice me and come speak to me themselves. But that didn't happen. And once it did happen, I was so nervous that I completely messed it up by behaving really weirdly and very nervously. I just could not take it. I had my wish to make a local friend, and yet my ability is so far behind that I can't even make a normal conversation with him. What I needed was a system rather than courage, rather than being brave and go talk to people. I needed to know how I can acquire that courage, how I can become brave from a person who is very scared, who is very nervous around people. Instead of just thinking that I'm not the type of person that would make a friend ever, which I did. I did make a lot of friends later on at the end of the year, at the end of my 4 years high school. I needed a way to slowly build up my confidence, the way that I have yet to discover. So if your wish is to make local friends, and you are an international student who finds it very challenging, because every international student have challenges, make a local friends, I would like to show you my personal system that allow me to become a social star in 4 years from a complete awkward introvert kid. And what's best, I'm gonna tell you exactly what to do to get your first friend. I'm not just gonna give you tips that I know that you will not act on. I'll tell you, here's step 1, here's step 2. Do this and you will become more confident. You will become more attractive, more charismatic. People would naturally want to go talk to you. If this seems too good to be true to you, then do the thing and see for it yourself if this works. And if you just would do it, you would improve. And that is my promise to you. So the first step to increase your confidence, because why should we increase our confidence when if I just put a local person with you right now, you will probably not talk to them normally because you're nervous, you don't know what to talk about. You think that there's some kind of special being. Well, they're not. So the first step is to train you to have enough confidence so that you can talk normally in front of other people. And this may seem out of the blue, you might not expect this, but the first step for you to do is to start raising your hand in lectures and in classes when the teacher asks what is the answer to this question. You raise them up and you say, I think the answer is C, because countries tend to not trust each other when they're making statements because it might not be credible. Raising your hand. Okay, good clip. The act of raising your hand in class and talking while every classmate and the teacher is looking at you trains you, forces you to have to learn to talk normally in front of everyone's attention. It trains you to not freak out. It trains you that it is okay for you to start talking, for you to start sharing your opinions when everyone is looking at you. Because internally, we don't know what it's like. When everyone's looking at us, we think that we will mess up. We think that if we mess up, they will remember it and they will care about it and they will tell their friends about it. And instead of telling you that they don't care because they have their own business, right? Every YouTube person would tell you that stop caring about what others think about you. They don't care. Well, I'm going to tell you the opposite. Because they do care, my friend. If you mess up, if you make a fool out of yourself in front of everyone else, do you think they'll just forget about it? Do you think that their life is so interesting that you messing up is not worth a good laugh? You think that they will not tell their families when they're eating dinner that, oh, this little kid, he's not from here. He made a funny display by talking very, very, very stutteredly, very interestingly, which I've done many times. When I first started raising my hand, I had to repeat my words multiple times. I was sweating like I'm in a shower. I was so nervous on what people thought about me. And everyone could notice that. I was very awkward. I made a fool out of myself. Yes, people do care. But the thing is, do you care? So I just told you that people will look at you. When you're talking in class, yes, everyone's attention is on you. And you will be judged based on how you perform. And that pressure, along with the fear of raising your hand, just made you more nervous. I think you're very nervous right now, just thinking about raising your hand in class. And that was me. But you know what's better than fearing? Is you. Is action. You can fear. And you can do the thing despite that you fear. And yes, everyone will look at you and they will think that you are a nervous kid, that you are doing something that you're not good at. They will care, they will know. But the thing is, if you care about that, which I care about that, yes, I do care about what others think about me. But you can still do the thing, because this is what's needed to get you confident in front of a crowd, to get you to think that it's okay to talk in front of people. Raising your hand, people do care, and so let them care. Do you care? You do care, right? We care, they care. But despite that we'll make a fool out of ourselves, we take the action. We say that my goal is to make local friends as an international student. I'm going to do this because I want to become the star, because I want to have fun, because I want to be different than anyone else. That's all okay. But to get there, I'm going to do something that I don't like doing. Not forever. For the first few times, it will be really bad. It would suck. But later on, you get used to it. You know that, yes, everyone is looking at me, and I'm going to speak like I always do. You would learn to start talking normally and confidently in front of even large groups of people. And that, my friend, is very special. That is unique, especially in international students. Look around you. How many international students can just stand up in class and start talking very loudly, very confidently, without shaking, without doing this? If you can do that, you're gonna have tons of friends, because you stand out, which is what I talked about in the last video. Standing out, being special. You are the person who is the leader, who is not afraid to share their opinion. And that, because you're not born with it, you learn it. You learn it by start raising your hand in class. And this is all I'm going to tell you today. Your mission is to raise your hand in class for the first time, if it's your first time. Let me warn you, it will be pretty hard. You might contemplate for a few days. The first time I did it, I couldn't gain enough courage for 2 days. For 2 days, I was just having battles inside of my heart, saying, should I do it, should I not do it? But at the end, I knew that I have to do it because I wanted the result. You want the result too, so do the thing. And remember, we're all in this together. We've all walked the path. And it's your turn to start making something change in your life. That's what I want to talk to you about today.